Hey everybody, it's time to review the Altron Gundam from the Robot Damashii toy line. I'm very excited for this figure because, well, one, it's an Altron Gundam. It's a great suit. And then two, it's just one more out of the way before we hit the heavy arms. We still got Sandrock, we got Tall Geese 1, and we got the Epion to go. So it's just a matter of time before we hit that suit. But before that, we have the Altron to hold us down. So let's go ahead and crack the box open. Show articulation, accessories, and then at the end I'll give you my final thoughts on this guy. Getting most of the small accessories out of the way, you have a number of different hands like any good Robot Damashii should. You'll also get a Robot Damashii figure stand attachment, a number of extensions for the arms, and take a closer look at the hands. You get some beam saber holding hands with some X's in the palm. So that's a little bit weird. You get two of the thumbs up hands. Now we've seen that with the Wing Zero and the Tall Geese. And we've only gotten one, but here we have two. You have two open hands. They don't do anything except, I guess, they're used for posing. And then two special hands. One's just like a kung fu type posing hand. The other one is actually for holding the shield. And so I'll show you that in action just a little bit. The beam trident is in no way disappointing at all. Remember, the prototype figures show the beam's effect parts being a little bit blue, but these are nice and bright and clear and see-through, so I'm really happy about that. The beam effect parts on the tips do pop off, and you'll need that to put on this alternate piece right here, and I'll show you that in a while. You also get a deactivated trident, so you can fit that onto the back of the Altron Gundam. Now, not really an accessory, but just an extra part of the Altron Gundam that wasn't going to fit on the figure when it was in the package. The back binders, or wings, whatever you want to call them. Very, very nice. Pretty much look the same way as they did back on the old MSIA. But the wings actually extend out. So that's very, very different. I like that quite a bit. But anyways, enough with all the accessories. Let's go ahead and pop this part onto the Altron, and then I'll show you the figure. And here it is, the Altron Gundam itself. Let me just say that the back binders are no problem whatsoever. There's a peg on the binders themselves and a hole on the back of the Altron to fit it in. So it's very easy to pop in and out whenever you need to either display it or put it away. Now, some other accessories that I wasn't able to mention already is the shield. The shield already comes attached to the mobile suit itself, and there's a nice little peg right there to fit the shield onto. So just clamp that down. You'll also get those classic, closed fists that we always see Robot Damashiis posing with. So those are cool as well. Now, just to let you have a quick, closer look at the figure itself, let me go ahead and rotate it. You can see its claws and everything. There's its back. So it's a nice figure. It looks really good. Now, articulation is going to be done a little bit differently. I'm going to show off the arms separately from the overall figure's articulation, and then try my best to show off the back binder's articulation as well. Now, arms, of course, they have double joints in the elbows and in the knees. All the skirt armor is separated. It's all on ball joints. You can lift that up, and there's a nice bend in the knees like that, and you get some nice, nice inside for the knee as well. So like I said, everything on the skirt armor is ball jointed, except for the back. That doesn't want to move, but that's okay. Ball joints for the hands, ball joint for the head. In fact, there seems to be two joints for the head. One, the collar neck piece right there, and then two, the actual ball joint connecting the head. So there's a little bit of double articulation there. Simple ball joint for the arms, where it's connecting to the upper part of the shoulders. Nothing crazy there. The figure's arms can rotate at the bicep, so that's no problem. You also get some articulation right in the middle of the forearm. You can actually turn it. I can't do it right now because the wings are in the way, but take my word for it, you can actually do it. Let's see, the shoulders can move forward about that much and then back about that much, so pretty good articulation there. Now you can go side to side, but you know, you got to do that sort of thing, and these arm extensions get in the way, so there's no really any good articulation for the arms going out that way, but that's okay. I'll also show you the claws separately from the figure itself. The torso, you're going to get double joints in the upper and lower part where it connects to the legs. So ball joint here and a ball joint there. Let's see, ankle armor seems to be on a ball joint as well. So you're going to get a little bit of action there. Now the ankle is also on a ball joint. You can move all sorts of ways and you get some toe action just slightly. But going down, you have no problem bending it. So all in all, this is really great articulation for the figure. And now I'll go ahead and separate the binders and one of the arms and show you just how well articulated those are. Beginning with the binders, because it's just the most easiest, you can rotate right here at the part of the wing where it meets the, I guess, the dragon head's neck. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But you get some nice bending for the wings, like so. And they extend really, really nicely. It makes the figure actually look a lot bigger and more menacing. That's it for articulation in the wings. Now in the neck, it's not much different from the MSIA version. I mean, that's pretty much it. You get 1, 2, 3 points of articulation in the neck. Other than that, yeah, it's just a basic design that we saw with the MSIA version. Separating the shield from the left arm, I'm going to now show you the extending action of this figure. Now basically, this is what we always got with the MSIA version. It would extend out about that much. Wouldn't be too powerful looking, I guess is the words I'm looking for. But like I told you, in the middle of the forearm here, you can rotate the hands. So that's pretty neat. I'll go ahead and show you the articulation for the dragon mouth. And these claws actually move right here, and so does the head away from the lower jaw, or whatever you want to say it. It doesn't open too far, but it does have a, oh, it's pretty good. It does look pretty powerful. When you close it though, it's never going to be completely closed like it was on the MSA version. It's always going to be like that. But that's okay, that's actually quite accurate to the actual figure. Or I'm sorry, to the actual mobile suit. Now, showing you right here, everything's connected with a hinge joint right here. And if you were worried about how this arm was going to stay inside the shoulder armor when you just have it in normal mode, it stays in there rather nicely. It's, what can I say? It's kind of like, the joints are all really, really tight. So nothing's too loose to where, you know, when you move it just slightly, these things go popping out all over the place. So it's really nice. Now I showed you these extensions before. Each arm, whoops, I dropped one. Each arm gets 2 of them, and I'm going to go ahead and start taking this apart and show you how to put these on. So mostly on the upper arm, it's a lot of ball joints. You just pull them apart. You add a part on. Now I have to do this off camera because it's too tight. So after a little bit of effort, this is how the arm is going to look with both its extensions on. You can only put the 2 on there, and that's my phone. You can only put the 2 on there. You can't put all 4, so it's 2 per arm, like I said. Now, because you have this hinge joint up in the upper part of the shoulder, the arm has no problem looking like it's coming straight from the shoulder joint, whatever you want to call it. It looks really, really nice. It looks like, you know, the inside of the arms itself. It looks just like the show. So, I mean, it's successful in that area. So, first things first with this figure is that it has weird ways of putting on the, well, not weird ways, they're not weird ways at all. Just a very unique way of putting on the weapons itself. Now, before I get into that, let me show you these beam effect parts. They are very nice and translucent. So when you have this, don't mess those up. Anyways, there is a alternate piece you can put at one of the ends, and it's this more spear-like dagger type blade. It's very nice. It's, you know, same translucent color and everything. It looks really good. So there's that. Now taking both beam effect parts off, there's 2 different hands you can put this weapon in. Now you have these X-shaped beam saber holding hands, and then you have the thumbs up hands. Okay, so they're virtually the same thing. They hold the figure well, and you know, they're not loose or anything. So there's the thumbs up, and that's pretty traditional. I mean, that looks right. And then there's the X-shaped hands where they go in, and it just looks like he's pounding down. So either way is fine, doesn't matter. You can put both on, or a combination of either. Doesn't matter. Both look nice. And so with that being said, let's go ahead and put the weapons back on. Actually, no. Let's show you the shield now. I forgot about that. I have to show you the shield, and then I'll put the weapons on, and then I'll do my final thoughts. Now, in the show, I remember every now and then the Altron Gundam, or the Shenlong, whichever Wu Fei was piloting, he would throw his shield just to, I guess, break up a little bit of a crowd of mobile suits in his way. This figure does allow you to do that in poses. On the shield, there's a little dents. There's peg holes for this special hand right here. Now this hand looks like it's just an open palm, but really it's meant to look like it's holding the shield itself. There's a peg right there at the palm, and you go ahead and insert it in. If I can find it. If I can find it, and if it doesn't, there we go. And so it's just holding it like that, and you can throw it like a like a disc. So that's pretty much it for weapons. And the last thing I wanted to show you is also this Kung Fu type hand. Now this was shown with the disc holding hand as well. I guess it's meant to put it on the left arm, so when you're extending this arm, it makes the figure look like he's intensely lunging his arm forward, and it has kind of a Kung Fu look to it, I guess. You can either use it with the extended arm or when he's using his beam trident. It doesn't matter. So anyways, let me put that beam trident on the figure, and then I'll just go ahead and go into final thoughts. And now one final look up and down of the Altron Gundam. With all the details shown, it's now time to tell you guys my final thoughts on this figure, and I mean, it goes without saying, they're good. Now, in general, this figure isn't exactly my favorite. Out of the Gundam Wing universe, I'd like to have seen it be Wing, Wing Zero, Heavy Arms, Death Scythe, and then get into, Shenlong, Altron, Sandrock, all that stuff. But for having to wait, this is a nice little thing in between all those other figures. Now, with that out of the way, this figure is by far the best representation of the Altron Gundam that I've seen. Taking MSA version 1 and 2 in consideration, this is a vast upgrade to the original. Now, of course, a Robot Damashii compared to MSA is going to be an upgrade in general. But there's hardly any different ways you can really do the Altron. You're going to have to do the arms same. You're going to have to do the backpack the same, which they did. So what makes them so great or so much better? The arms stay in place most of the time. They haven't fixed that issue completely, but it is, for the majority of it, a better version. The backpack, there's hardly anything you can do that's different. I mean, why mess with success? But they did tweak it a little bit by adding that those wings could extend outward. That's a very nice little touch. The paint job on this figure, I've gotten 3 of them, and usually whenever I get 3, I have to look through which ones are, kind of messed up, muddled a little bit in the paint. All 3 were spot on perfect. Now that's hard to do. There's that nice blend of the gold with the Gundam yellow that's on the V-fin. Now there's hardly any yellow, actual yellow, that we see besides the V-fin, but it's still nice to see it in there mixed in with the gold. Overall, the figure is just really, really good. I enjoy it a lot. It was a little expensive, being around the $40 price range, but that's okay with all the gimmicks, parts, how good the beam effect parts look, hands, all that stuff. With everything you get with this figure, it's definitely worth the price. Now, if I have to get a little bit mad at some stuff, it would still be that whole issue with the arms. Now, like I said, they don't move completely when you just touch the mobile suit's arms in general, but they do move slightly. That's always a little bit annoying. The other issue is that there's a Damashii stage attachment part on the back of the binders. You may have seen that on the, I'll just show you right now. There's that part right there. That's not designed onto the mobile suit itself. It's not supposed to be there. So the fact that they had to put that there kind of makes me a little mad. But other than that, I mean, it's virtually unnoticeable unless you pay attention to it. In general, this is a great, great figure, and anybody who gets it should be really, really happy for it, or getting it in general. And it just makes me hopeful to see all the other figures, and can't wait to get them. So that's it. That's been my review for the Altron Gundam. Sorry it took a while, but you know, I like to play around with figures just to, you know, get all the ins and outs, and you know, that's it. Oh, another thing, great articulation. This guy is chock full of it, so it's really, really good. So anyways, that all out of the way, hit the like or dislike button if you enjoyed the review. Be sure to subscribe and leave comments, do whatever you want. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more, because I got a whole ton, and that's it. Alright guys, take care.